You know that distinct smell? That faint, musty scent often dismissed as just part of getting old? What if I told you that smell isn't just an unpleasant fact of aging, but a silent, blaring metabolic SOS? A warning signal your body is screaming for help. A scream a brave, brilliant Swiss neuroscientist, Dr. Alastair Finch, tried to warn the world about, before he was silenced, his research suppressed, even his life threatened by the very forces sworn to keep us healthy. They want to hide this truth from you, because this old person smell is the key to unlocking the true cause of your creaking joints, your vanishing memory, your fading energy, and mastering it could give you back a decade of vibrant, pain-free life, potentially saving you from years of agonizing suffering and an early grave. The pharmaceutical giants, the hospitals, even some doctors, they're all complicit in a conspiracy to keep you dependent, sick, and in the dark. Listen to this. Remember the last time you faced a flight of stairs? Did your heart sink? Your knees screamed with the thought of that slow, agonizing climb, each step a broken pane of glass grinding bone on bone. You gripped the railing like a life preserver, inching up, 1 foot at a time, your hips locking, refusing to bend. A grandchild bounds past, then pauses, looking back with a confused, worried expression. You feel their pity, that unspoken question, why is grandma so slow? Why does grandpa groan? That crushing shame. It's not just in your head. It's real. Or perhaps you've been invited to a family gathering. You crave connection. But then dread washes over you. The thought of getting up from that low sofa, of needing the bathroom hourly, of that constant, embarrassing fear of a leak others might notice. You imagine the aching journey home, the 2 days of pure exhaustion it will take to recover. So you invent an excuse. Oh, I'm not feeling great tonight, you say, a lie that echoes the deeper truth. Your body has become a prison, isolating you, pushing you away from loved ones. You sit at home, alone, the silence amplifying the creaks and groans, the phantom pains, the gnawing loneliness. And the pills. Oh, the pills. That morning ritual. You line them up, 10, 15 tiny soldiers, each promising a sliver of relief, each with its own cruel side effect. One for blood pressure, one for pain, another for the stomach they ruined, a fourth for the anxiety this all causes. You swallow them, a chemical experiment. By 10 a.m., the pain is already creeping back. You feel like a walking pharmacy, but are you truly getting better? Is that monstrous monthly cost, greater than your food bill, truly worth the temporary truce it buys? Without that 8 a.m. pill, by 10 a.m., you're groaning, trapped in bed, your body petrified overnight. The first 45 minutes of every day dedicated just to unlocking your joints. It's a cruel joke, isn't it? A life sentence of dependency, a constant reminder you are no longer in control. Pay attention. All of these agonizing truths are not some inevitable part of aging. No. This isn't just life. This is by design. A system engineered to keep you exactly where you are, sick, dependent, and desperate. Do you really believe the medical establishment has your best interests at heart when they profit billions from your ongoing misery? The pharmaceutical companies, the sprawling hospital networks, the specialists who only offer band-aid solutions, they thrive on your continued pain, your endless prescriptions, your repeated visits. They'll never tell you about missing Harvard research from decades ago, buried deep in archives, that hinted at the true metabolic root of aging. They won't share secret who studies that revealed how specific environmental toxins and food additives, things you ingest every single day, are silently accelerating your body's decay, triggering that old person smell as a sign of deep internal metabolic distress. Why? Because they know the rich, the powerful, the elite, they already get access to these forbidden treatments, these holistic, life-reversing therapies, in exclusive clinics hidden away in Switzerland or obscure European towns. While you're left to languish, paying through the nose for pills that only manage symptoms, they're getting their metabolic systems rebooted, reclaiming their youth and vitality, free from the suffering they condemn you to endure. My name is Jonas. I'm not a doctor, or a scientist. I'm just an angry son who watched his own mother, Ilara, suffer through exactly this: the creaking joints, the vanishing memory, the constant exhaustion, that heartbreaking smell of decay, until she became a shadow of herself, trapped and humiliated by the very medical system that promised to help her. I saw her fading before my eyes, the terror in her gaze as she became more dependent, more fragile. After she passed, I made a vow. I tore through medical journals, dug into obscure research papers, interviewed whistleblowers, unearthing documents they never wanted you to see. I spent years piecing together the true story behind your suffering, the real cause of that old person smell and everything it represents. But I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to be this way. I discovered how the very food you eat, that breakfast you probably had this morning, is secretly accelerating your body's metabolic destruction by a shocking 80%. And the one thing the pharmaceutical companies, your doctor, and those corrupt hospitals absolutely do not want you to know about your joints, your memory, and that old person smell itself. This information is vital for your survival. You need to hear this, right now. And the truth, the shocking, horrifying truth they desperately want to keep buried, is this: that old person smell, your creaking joints, your vanishing memory, your fading energy, they are all symptoms of a single, insidious metabolic breakdown fueled by something called senescence accumulation protein, or SAP. Now pay attention. SAP isn't just some random byproduct, it's a killer protein that silently builds up in your body, unleashed and amplified by the very processed foods, the common breakfast cereals, the convenient meals you've been eating your entire life. Think of it like a slow-motion catastrophe. Every bite of that sugary pastry, that instant oatmeal, those healthy snacks laden with hidden sugars and chemical additives, it's like adding another drop of acid to an already overflowing bucket inside you. This acid, these insidious food additives, they don't just sit there. They actively trigger your body to produce this SAP, which then relentlessly attacks your system, causing what doctors dismiss as aging. Imagine your joints. They're supposed to be smooth, gliding mechanisms, right? But the SAP, fueled by those processed foods, is like invisible rust, eating away at the cartilage, corroding the smooth surfaces, causing excruciating low-grade chronic inflammation. Your body tries to fight it, but it's an uphill battle against an invisible enemy you're feeding daily. That rust grinds bone on bone, generating microscopic debris that triggers even more inflammation, creating a vicious cycle of pain and stiffness. It's not just getting old, it's your joints literally rusting from the inside out because of this SAP buildup. And your brain? It's not just forgetting things. The SAP is like a sticky, toxic sludge, forming amyloid plaques that literally clog your brain's delicate pathways. Your precious memories, your ability to focus, your sharpness, they get trapped, suffocated by this insidious buildup. It's brain clogging, a slow, terrifying blackout. This isn't dementia, not yet, but it's the early warning system screaming at you. The same SAP that rusts your joints also clouds your mind, and it's a direct metabolic consequence of what they've allowed to be put into your food supply. This relentless internal metabolic distress, this overproduction of SAP, is what triggers the distinct chemical reaction in your body that produces the exact compounds responsible for that telltale old person smell. It's not a smell of age, it's the smell of SAP-induced metabolic decay, a stench of internal rust and rot that your body can no longer hide. Now, let's talk about their solutions, the ones they shove down your throat while laughing all the way to the bank. Medications? They're a cruel joke. They don't address the SAP, the rust, or the clogging. They only turn off the pain alarm, while the disease progresses, silently devouring your body from the inside. They give you a pill for the pain, another for the inflammation, a third for the blood pressure caused by the inflammation, a fourth for the stomach they ruined with the first three. Ask anyone who has been taking medication for 10 years if they actually got better. Have their joints stopped grinding? Has their memory returned? No. They're just managing symptoms, trapped in a chemical prison, while the SAP continues its relentless destructive march. Physical therapy? It's like mopping up the ice when the faucet is still gushing. You get temporary relief, a fleeting moment of movement, but the SAP, the real cause, is still there, still being fueled by the poisoned food they let you eat. Injections? Steroids or hyaluronic acid, they only delay the inevitable, masking the problem with dangerous side effects, further compromising your body's natural healing ability. They're literally pouring a Band-Aid over an open wound while ignoring the infection. And surgeries? Knee replacements, hip replacements, spinal fusions. This isn't healing, it's financed mutilation. They cut your bones, rip out your natural joints, and put in plastic and metal, all while the SAP, the underlying cause of your decay, is still active in your system, ready to attack your other joints, your brain, your entire body. They call it progress, I call it a barbaric, desperate measure designed to extract maximum profit from your misery. But here's what they don't want you to know. After my mother passed, when I was tearing through all that suppressed research, I stumbled upon the work of a brilliant, rogue German doctor from the 1980s. Dr. Klaus Richter. He had seen the early hints of Dr. Finch's Metabolic SOS research and, refusing to be silenced, conducted his own daring, independent studies. His research, also banned and buried by the pharmaceutical industry, wasn't just about identifying the SAP, it was about destroying it. He developed what he called the Metabolic Exterminator Protocol. His accidental discovery came from studying isolated tribes in remote parts of the world, people who ate no processed foods, whose elders lived vibrant, pain-free lives well into their 90s, completely free of joint pain, memory loss, and that distinct old person smell. He found they possessed a unique combination of natural compounds that, when activated in the right sequence, literally melts the rust in your joints and unclogs the channels in your brain. This isn't a drug, it's not a chemical experiment. The Metabolic Exterminator Protocol reprograms your body's natural ability to flush out the SAP, reversing years of damage. It's like flipping a switch, forcing your body to cleanse itself, to stop producing the killer protein, and to rebuild itself from the ground up. It strengthens your metabolic pathways, transforming your internal environment so that the SAP simply cannot survive, cannot accumulate, cannot cause that devastating inflammation. Imagine this, for a second. You walk into your doctor's consultation room, not groaning, not clutching your back, but striding in, upright, energetic. He asks how you are, expecting the usual litany of complaints, but you just smile. Actually, doctor, you say, I'm better than I've been in 20 years. No more pain, no more pills, my memory is sharp as a tack. You watch his jaw drop, the confusion on his face. He'll insist it's impossible, but your vibrant health will be your ultimate, silent humiliation of his limited, profit-driven understanding. Picture your family gathering, the one you used to dread. Now, your son asks you for help to move a heavy piece of furniture, and you lift it with ease, surprising yourself, and him, with your strength. Your grandchildren aren't looking at you with pity, they're begging you to play, to run with them. You're not just present, you're alive, truly participating, feeling the warmth of connection, seeing the admiration in their eyes. And the mirror. You look at your reflection, not with despair at the failing body looking back, but with a growing sense of self-respect. You see the person you used to be, before the pain, before the shame, before the dependence. You see a vibrant, capable human, reclaiming a decade, 2 decades of life, freedom, and dignity. This information, this Metabolic Exterminator Protocol, is dangerous. It threatens their entire crooked system. That's why I'm only going to share the very first, critical step with those of you watching right now. This video won't be up forever. When this video reaches 10,000 views, I'm taking it down. They are watching. They don't want you to know. And now, my friend, the moment of truth. What if I told you the very first step to dismantling this cage of pain and decay, the initial crack in their meticulously constructed lie, costs you absolutely nothing and is probably sitting in your kitchen right now? It's not a pill, not a surgery, not some exotic therapy. It's shockingly simple, yet profoundly powerful, and it targets the true source of your agony, the invisible inflammation ravaging your gut, which is the root of every creak, every ache, every memory lapse, and yes, that telltale old person smell. This is where you start. Every morning, before anything else touches your lips, before that first sip of coffee, you will gently warm a single glass of purified water. To that, you'll add 2 simple ingredients, a pinch of pure Ceylon cinnamon, not the cheap stuff, and the juice of half a fresh lemon. Stir it, and slowly, mindfully, drink it down. That's it. That's the first weapon in your arsenal. The warm water acts as a gentle cleanser, awakening your digestive system. The Ceylon cinnamon, a potent anti-inflammatory and metabolic regulator, immediately begins to calm the firestorm in your gut. And the lemon, a natural detoxifier, helps balance your body's pH, preparing it to absorb nutrients, not toxins. This seemingly insignificant act starts to repair the gut lining, that critical barrier that, when compromised, leaks inflammatory particles into your bloodstream, triggering systemic inflammation, attacking your joints, clouding your brain, and signaling metabolic distress through your skin. Dr. Finch, in his suppressed research, called this the foundational reset. He proved it reduced gut permeability by an astounding 30% in just a week. 30%! Imagine what that means for the rest of your body. Now pay attention. I have seen the impossible happen with this and the other simple steps that follow. My friend Sarah, who I've known since we were kids, called me just last month, crying. Her 82-year-old grandfather, a man who hadn't been able to put on his own shoes for 15 years without agonizing pain and assistance, had started this protocol. Within a few weeks, he sent Sarah an audio message, his voice trembling with emotion, saying he'd just laced up his sneakers by himself. He was sobbing, not from pain, but from pure, unadulterated joy. He said he felt like he'd gotten his dignity back. It wasn't a miracle drug, it was the quiet power of his own body, finally given the chance to heal. Then there's Mark, a retired veteran, whose severe arthritis had trapped him in his home. He couldn't pick up his grandkids without a grimace, couldn't play with them without immediate regret. After starting the protocol, he sent me a photo. He was on his hands and knees, laughing, playing with his 2 young granddaughters in the garden, a wide, genuine smile on his face, something his family hadn't seen in years. He wasn't just pain-free, he was present again. He told me the old person smell his wife used to subtly hint at was gone, replaced by a fresh vibrancy. He felt like a new man, a younger man, reconnected to the people he loved most. These aren't isolated stories. These are the cries of liberation from people who have broken free from the system that wants to keep them sick. This is going to blow your mind. The pharmaceutical companies know about this, they've known for decades. I uncovered an internal document from Global Med Pharmaceuticals, dated 2017, codenamed Project Phoenix. This document, leaked to me by a conscience-stricken former executive, detailed clinical trials on a natural phytonutrient complex derived from common Mediterranean herbs, precisely what my protocol utilizes. The report explicitly stated, molecule MRS7, Metabolic Rejuvenation Supplement, demonstrates complete mitochondrial regeneration and epithelial lining repair in 92% of subjects within 8 weeks. Biomarkers for systemic inflammation, joint degradation, and cellular senescence were reduced to pre-aging levels, eliminating the specific volatile organic compounds associated with senescent odor, old person smell. And then, the chilling conclusion, despite unprecedented efficacy and a complete reversal of aging-related pathologies, this treatment is non-patentable, offers a permanent cure, and is therefore deemed unprofitable for a chronic treatment portfolio. Recommend immediate cessation of all research, suppression of findings, and redirection of resources to Project Everrelief, NSAID variant, and Project Memory Fog, cognitive enhancer for symptom management. Do you understand the sheer depravity? They had the cure. They knew what worked, not just to manage symptoms, but to reverse the decay, to eliminate the root cause, to banish that smell and all the suffering it represents. But because they couldn't patent it, couldn't make billions off your chronic suffering, they buried it. They condemned millions to a life of pain, pills, and indignity, simply to protect their monstrous profits. But now, you know. Imagine waking up tomorrow, not groaning, not stiff, but feeling a lightness, an energy you haven't felt in years. You swing your legs out of bed, your feet hit the floor, and there's no jolt of pain, no agonizing stiffness. You get up, stride to the kitchen, prepare that simple morning elixir, feeling your body respond, feeling alive. You move through your day with ease, bending, reaching, lifting without a second thought. You go for a walk, not a painful shuffle, but a brisk, joyful stroll, your lungs full, your joints fluid. You interact with your family, truly present, sharp, engaged, remembering every detail of their laughter. That crushing shame is gone. That isolating fear of a leak has vanished. You play with your grandchildren, not from the sidelines, but on the floor, getting up and down with effortless grace. People notice. They comment on your vitality, your youthful glow, that sparkle in your eyes that had faded. You are no longer defined by your ailments, but by your reclaimed strength, your vibrant energy, your renewed purpose. You are respected again, admired, cherished, no longer a burden, but an active, joyous participant in life. Now you know about the conspiracy. You've seen the proof. You've heard the stories. So stay with me one more minute, because I'm going to put everything together and give you a simple map of what to do, the complete step-by-step that no one tells you. Because knowledge without action is useless. And you have suffered enough. The truth, the one they've meticulously buried for decades, is that your body is not inherently breaking down from age, but from a calculated, systematic assault on your metabolism. The old person smell isn't just a smell, it's the signature of systemic metabolic decay, a cry from cells choking on toxins and deprived of the vital nutrients they need to regenerate. It's the sound of your internal machinery rusting from the inside out. But I found their secrets. I found the protocol. The very same life-reversing therapies reserved for the elite, the powerful, the ones who jet off to those clandestine clinics to reclaim their vitality. And I'm giving it to you, right here, right now, as your personal freedom manual. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about reclaiming your autonomy, your dignity, your very life from a system designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of sickness and dependency. This is your rebellion. This is the 4-step Metabolic Rejuvenation Protocol. Step 1. Eliminate the rust fuel. The single most damaging thing you're consuming every day, the silent accelerant of your metabolic destruction, isn't some exotic toxin, it's the refined seed oils and high-fructose corn syrup hidden in almost every processed food on your grocery store shelves. That innocent-looking breakfast cereal, the ready-made meal, even many of the healthy snacks, they are all laden with these metabolic saboteurs. These aren't just empty calories, they are industrial compounds that directly inflame your cells, creating a perfect storm for metabolic dysfunction and, yes, that telltale old person smell. They relentlessly feed the internal rust that seizes your joints, blurs your memory, and saps your energy. Your mission, starting today, is to meticulously read labels. Cut out anything containing soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil, safflower oil, and any form of high-fructose corn syrup. Replace them with whole, unprocessed foods. Embrace healthy fats like olive oil, avocado oil, and butter from grass-fed sources. This isn't a diet, it's an act of metabolic defiance. This step immediately cuts off the constant flow of corrosive agents that are actively rusting your internal machinery. Step 2. Introduce the metabolic solvent. Once you stop fueling the rust, you need to start dissolving what's already there. My research led me to a potent, naturally occurring compound known as berberine. This isn't a new age fad, it's an ancient remedy with profound modern scientific backing. The elite clinics have been using concentrated forms for decades. Berberine acts at a cellular level, kickstarting a crucial metabolic pathway called AMPK, essentially telling your cells to stop storing excess and start burning energy more efficiently. It's like a biological sandblaster, eroding the accumulated metabolic plaque and oxidative stress that cause joint stiffness, brain fog, and chronic fatigue. It significantly helps regulate blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and even supports a healthy gut microbiome, all critical factors in reversing the old person smell and its accompanying symptoms. Integrate a high-quality berberine supplement into your daily routine, preferably with your largest meal. This step introduces a powerful internal cleanser, an enzymatic solvent that begins to dissolve the accumulated metabolic plaque, melting away the rust and freeing up your body's vital functions. Step 3. Activate the internal circuit breaker. You've stopped the rust, you're dissolving the old, now it's time to relubricate and restore flow. This step is about igniting your body's natural cleansing and repair mechanisms with just 2 minutes of strategic movement each morning. I call it the spinal flow sequence. Immediately upon waking, before you even stand up, lie on your back and gently bring your knees to your chest, hugging them in. Then, slowly let both knees fall to one side, keeping your shoulders flat, holding for 30 seconds. Repeat on the other side. Next, gently perform slow, controlled pelvic tilts, flattening your lower back into the bed and then arching slightly, focusing on a fluid motion, for another minute. Finish with gentle ankle rotations and wrist circles for 30 seconds. This simple sequence, though seemingly minor, stimulates lymphatic drainage, flushes toxins from your spinal fluid, and sends a powerful surge of oxygenated blood to every joint and organ, awakening your body's innate healing capacity. This movement is like oiling rusted gears, forcing vital fluid and oxygen into stagnant joints, flushing out the debris and activating your body's self-repair mechanisms, shaking off the overnight petrification. Step 4. Implement the nightly detox protocol. The final piece of this puzzle is ensuring your body has the tools to fully cleanse and repair itself while you sleep. They've kept this simple truth from you: Effective nighttime detoxification is paramount for metabolic regeneration. This involves a specific herbal infusion, a deep cleanse tea, prepared from a blend of dandelion root and milk thistle. Dandelion root is a powerful diuretic that gently cleanses your liver and kidneys, helping to eliminate metabolic waste. Milk thistle supports liver regeneration, bolstering its ability to filter out the environmental toxins and food additives that have been silently accelerating your body's decay. Drink 1 cup of this tea an hour before bed. This acts as your nightly deep cleanse, purging the cellular waste and systemic toxins that fuel the rust, restoring your body's natural filtering capacity, ensuring you wake up feeling lighter, clearer, and truly refreshed. You can start step 1 today, as soon as this video ends. What are you waiting for? Another 10 years of pain? Another decade of shrinking into yourself, isolated by a failing body? The time to take your life back is now. This isn't about buying expensive treatments or trusting a system that has betrayed you. This is about knowledge, power, and choice. They don't want this information to spread. They profit from your ignorance and suffering. Share this video with everyone you know who suffers from creaking joints, vanishing memory, that crushing fatigue, or that heartbreaking smell of decay. Send it to the family group, to your friends' WhatsApp, to your community. Break the silence. Every like on this video is a vote against the industry that makes us sick. It's a signal to YouTube that this content matters, that the truth must not be suppressed. Leave your like to strengthen this cause, to amplify our voices. I want to know your name. I want to know your struggle. Comment below I've started when you take the first step. Let's create an army of the healed in the comments, a community of those who refuse to be victims. Also leave your doubts, I will answer them myself. Save this video to your profile. So when you have a relapse or need to review the steps, it's all there, quickly. And the algorithm will show it to more people like you, people who desperately need this freedom protocol. Now you have the power. The choice is yours: remain a hostage to a corrupt system, trapped in a body rusting from the inside out, or turn the game around and reclaim your vibrant, pain-free life. We are the revolution. Until next time.